single parenting is not something you do with laissez-faire. It's not something you do based on choice, even though choice is a key factor. It's a calling.
Single parenting does happen a good number of times, not from what you plan, but what has been thrust on you. And then rising up to the occasion is a form of boldness and definitely the more noble thing to do.
I think we should give more honor to people that are single parents, single men, single women, raising their children, whether as a result of divorce, as a result of betrayal, as a result of death, as a result of abandonment, as a result of mistakes or errors. At this point, they are choosing to do an honorable thing. Respect the fact that it is a lot of work to raise a child. Honor single parents. Hello, this is Bisala.
And I'm Ife.
So if you're a man
or woman
searching
or settled,
convinced
or confused,
you're welcome here.
This is Spirit and Spice.
In a world of varying ideologies, philosophies, and isms, in a world of varying cultural pressures, societal pressures, biological pressures, this is a topic that we must talk about. We're talking about single parenting in today's episode of Spirit and Spice.
Dun, dun, dun. And to be honest, we want to just say that this is not our own chance to demonize.
No.
We're also not here to criticize.
No.
We're establishing a much needed balance and lending our voice to a topic that has been skewed, in the wrong directions a couple of times.
We are not here to romanticize either.
And you might ask yourself, who or what gives us the effrontery audacity to think we can talk about this?
We have mouth, number one.
Yep.
We have functioning orifices. And so we can speak. And so we will speak. And number two.
Sincerely, as much as we know that this is a conversation for men as well, women seem to be on the shorter end of the stick. We have sisters who are mature singles, probably frozen their eggs, and are contemplating what to do next. Somebody watching this now is in that valley of decision.
Biological clock is ticking,
yep.
talking,
Yep.
ticking,
Yep.
talking.
Yep.
And then we have women. We know women. Women are the ones that have been beaten by the stigma. Also, women that are single mothers, people don't know how they got into that category. Obviously, they didn't impregnate themselves.
Right.
It was a two-person job, yet they face much of the stigma. And the third point is that we are pastors, right? Pastor Ife.
Ordained. Hands were laid on us.
Spirit is inside of us.
And we have the authority.
God-given authority.
To be able to speak about this
on this issue
from a very balanced point of view, but emphasizing the position of the faith, the Christian faith.
And the last reason that we need to talk about this is because I was raised by a single mother. She raised male and female children. So, my name is Bisala Badijo.
And I am Ife.
And this is Spirit and Spice.
As we delve further into this subject, we must understand that life happens. Really, there are situations when being a single parent is the honorable thing to do. Let's talk about it. Think of a situation you probably are aware of, but haven't thought about it this way, where a lady gets pregnant, she's involved with a partner she's unmarried to, but as that decision looms before her, she realizes this is not the best person to spend the rest of my life with. What do I do? Make the emotional decision of choosing to marry him so I can look married?
Which is a worse mistake.
Or do the honorable and noble thing, which is to raise this child alone until I find a partner more compatible? Take note of how I put it. How about a second situation where chances are someone gets abused and then gets pregnant?
Yes.
It's a tough one. But then, again, the honorable thing to do is to keep the life of that child.
Divorce, abandonment, betrayal, and the one
on and on.
that is painful, the one that's personal to me, death of a beloved partner. So most of the time, single parenthood starts with rupture and not preference. It starts with a break in life. Like she said, life happens.
It's not usually a decision one starts out by choosing. It's just something that happens, and at that point, a huge responsibility is thrust on you, and you wonder what next to do. But society can be very unfair to a lot of single parents, and this is why we must talk about how to honor single parents. What are your thoughts on this?
You must realize that single parenting requires a certain level of unselfishness, of endurance, of responsibility, of a loss of agency. Imagine an 18-year-old girl pregnant with her future ahead of her. She has the option to abort, which, in my own perspective, is the less honorable and more cowardly thing to do. But she chooses to raise this child, slow down her life, limit her options, face the stigma, unaware of what life has ahead of her. She reminds me of another certain young girl, Mary. An angel appeared to her, told her that a baby will be born through her in her womb. And when she told Joseph, he planned to set her aside privately. But she felt that she was going to do this on her own. Just imagine that. If the angel had not spoken to Joseph, Mary might have been a single mother. And she was still going to raise the Messiah. So I think we should give more honor to people that are single parents, single men, single women, raising their children, whether as a result of divorce, as a result of betrayal, as a result of death, as a result of abandonment, as a result of mistakes or errors. At this point, they are choosing to do an honorable thing by bringing a child into the world, by raising that child. It's an unselfish act. We need to respect them better. And you know, this idea that we have that single parents cannot raise good children, or they cannot raise children of the opposite gender. Oh my God.
Also incorrect.
See, there's another example I like, and it was when Paul was talking to Timothy, and he said, I commend the faith that is in you, which was once in your grandmother, Eunice, and your mother, Lois. See, the Bible was written in a patriarchal time. Hear what I said. The Bible was written when?
In a patriarchal time.
And in that time, they always called men first. In fact, if they called a woman, it means something was important. So it led me to assume that maybe Timothy's mother was a single mother. We don't know. But she was consequential enough, the primary caregiver enough. Normally, the Bible says the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Father. But here, it says the God of Eunice, Lois, and Timothy. Two women raised the man of God.
Very unusual.
For God's sake, it is possible for a single parent of the opposite gender to raise a child of the opposite gender. My mother did it. It is possible, and we should honor those who do it. There are men in your neighborhood today raising girls, raising boys. There are women in your neighborhood today raising boys, raising girls. Honor them. Respect the fact that it is a lot of work to raise a child. Honor single parents. And now we are going to the next point.
You see, with raising a child as a single parent, because society is already stacked up against you in an unfair way, there is the chance that you assume moving to another end of the extreme is the solution. And this is where culture comes in. Over time, remember how she started describing how the Bible was written in a patriarchal time. Over time, feminism has risen to create positions of thought that are supposed to correct previous extremes,
but now overcorrect,
have become an extreme themselves.
Yes.
And so we begin to talk about new thought patterns like the baby mama culture. Might I say the sperm donor culture as well. It would be interesting to know how you have seen this, what you think even led to this, and what the necessary balance should be.
So for me, I think I will talk on the baby mama culture.
Okay.
And I think that baby mama culture might even be as a result of patriarchy more than feminism. It might be sperm donor that is feminism. And this is why I think so. You know that idea where women want to attach themselves to a rich man by any means necessary. And so they feel the only way that they can hold him down is by giving him a child. To the extent that women sleep with a man, go to the extent of keeping his condom and using it for artificial insemination after.
Girl!
Yes, nigga. We heard stories simply because they want to hold this man down. Cultural issues. There are some cultures where they would rather be baby mamas than wives. That one came from feminism, the Amazon culture, which will lead into the sperm donor culture, where the only reason why you need a man is for him to give you a child.
No.
And then after that, you discard him. You kill the man off at the age of 13. You might not even want to birth a boy child. My dear, the future is not female.
The future is whole.
The future is whole.
Men and women together.
We will not survive without the other. Can you speak more on the sperm donor culture? And I want you to talk about the fact of societal pressure now, cultural pressure, biological pressure.
So I think with the sperm donor culture, it's driven a lot by society and a woman's biology. But I don't want to jump the gun. I think sincerely, motivation also comes into play. But let's talk about biology. You're a 35-year-old woman or you're 36.
Because the pressure is real before motivation comes. Because it's easy to say motivation.
The pressure is real. The pressure is real.
You're 35.
You're 35, you're 36, and you're thinking to yourself, I
may never have a child in my life.
Never get married. Sincerely, it starts from there. I may never get married, but I want to have children. I want to have a child of my own. I've frozen my eggs since I clocked 30. What's to do next? How bad is it getting a sperm donor to fertilize my already stored eggs and then I raise a baby in that fashion? Remember how we started out by establishing that single parenting does happen a good number of times, not from what you planned, but what has been thrust on you. And then rising up to the occasion is a form of boldness and definitely the more noble thing to do. But now, when you are pressured into making or creating a single parent situation, now you're bringing two wheels into bear. Two people into a decision, the other party not necessarily willingly. How fair is that? That's how I leave it. Other thoughts that come around society or even pressure leading you to choose single parenting. Do you have any other thoughts?
You know, she spoke about pressure. You have women nowadays freezing their eggs as a stopgap. And then the eggs are there. Time is going. They're entering 40. You have your ability to carry a child is
biologically
becoming lean. So you are thinking, maybe I should just get a sperm donor. I understand the pressure. And at the end of the day, at that point, maybe not everyone is because a man is not coming. Some of us get to the point where we're now braced. Well, I don't need a man. Anyway,
I can do this.
I have my money. I can get sperm. In fact, that's what it's good for. I'll raise this child on my own. I can either pick a boy or a girl. Many of us are now, if you look at yourself in the mirror, hear the things that you are saying.
Sort of like, playing God.
For goodness sake, you're bringing two wheels into play. It's not all about you alone. It's about you and that child that you're bringing into, whether you like it or not, an unbalanced mix. A dysfunctional situation. Because whether you like it or not, it is dysfunctional. Dysfunctional not by rupture, not by death, not by mistake, not by error. Dysfunctional by choice. You now need to ask yourself, why? Which is the next conversation.
Before we even talk about the why, there's a more popular one. Well, maybe not so popular in this climb, but the surrogate mother culture.
Oh, yes!
The men
I need to pass down my genes, my bloodline, my loins.
They don't want their bloodline
to end.
And
so they gather the handmaiden, the womb,
my God,
the burden bearer. Handmaiden culture, surrogate culture.
And then use that as an opportunity to, in quotes, continue their bloodline. In that same vein, you have brought the will of a second party who might not necessarily, what am I saying? Who is not exactly party to the decision-making process, but now a child has been born, and the child has been born into conditions that, I mean, it definitely is dysfunctional.
Let's call it what it is. Dysfunctional.
So, what leads to such things?
Why?
And I guess that's the why.
Why?
Let's test your motivation.
Let's test your motive.
Why? Why do you want to do it? That's really what brings a balance to this entire conversation. Is the why because you desire, number one, a mini me, someone I can look at and just see as my spitting image, looks like me, and I can raise them in my image? Or number two, is it just because you feel I cannot do without, or I do not need the other sex to continue my line? I am sure I can go on just well without them. And so I would rather a dysfunctional family system than a family system that has present a father and a mother. Why do you go ahead to make this kind of decisions? Are they more wise?
Yes, more wise. Some other selfish wise. Now you want a child as a companion. I'm alone. I don't want to be alone in my old age. I want someone to take care of me when I'm old. Even if I don't have a husband, even if I don't have a wife, I can have a child that I can send on errand, that I can depend on, that will love me unconditionally.
I know people might be wondering, is that such a bad thing?
It is a bad thing.
Especially when you want that child to plug an emptiness in your heart.
You now pour all your burdens, all your emotional needs, all your codependencies on this one child. It's too much to bear. It's too much responsibility. And that's why you now have children who cannot live up to it. You have children that are codependent. They have strange attachment styles because they have been, and these things happen even in two people marriages where one partner is emotionally absent, and then the other partner is pouring all their love on a child.
Well as all their burdens.
A child is not supposed to bear that pain. A child is not supposed to feel that space. That space will never be filled, even if you bring a child into that situation. Yeah. Why? You need to ask yourself why. We are not here to judge, like we said. We are not here to criticize. We are here to have you thinking about the why. Because parenting and single parenting is not something you do with laissez-faire. It's not something you do based on choice, even though choice is a key factor. It's a calling. It's stewardship. You are given a life to mold from birth to adulthood. Is something you should consider before you just jump into. It's not something to do because you want to just pass down your bloodline. That is not why we have children. We don't have children because we want to pass down, because we want to have a mini-me, because we want to. No. If you don't understand what parenting is, you will be a bad parent. So now that we've told you to question your motives, to ask yourself why you are looking at bringing children into a, let's call it what it is, dysfunctional system, I want to take us back to design. If it is dysfunctional, what was the original?
Right.
And whether you like it or not, we're going to assume Christianity. And the truth is, when God created the world, he created male and female. And he spoke to a family and told them to be fruitful and multiply. Because that is his design, that children be born into a home, even in the animal kingdom, where you have male and female partners come into play. Two people come to play. Even in the biology, the sperm cell, the egg cell come to play to form a child. Both of them are in that child. A child is a product, a living product of two people. That's God's design. Think about it. Even when man did things to upset his design, I'm going to use Abraham, Hagar, and the Sarah example. And this was even a pressure situation also. Sarah was getting old, advanced in her age, and God had promised both Abraham and Sarah a child. And Sarah did not believe it was going to happen because Abraham was old. She was old. And as a result, she said, you know what, Abraham, have my child to continue your line. Think about it. The same motive. And Abraham also, the handmaiden, the surrogate example, went, slept with Hagar, and they had a child. And Sarah, obviously, was not fine with it. She was not okay with the situation.
Even after creating it.
Thank you. She sent Hagar and Ishmael out of the house. But you must realize that in whatever situation, God is good. God came to Hagar, told her he sees her, gave her food, blessed Ishmael. Ishmael's generation is still prosperous, even up until today. But it was still in Isaac that the seed was called. Do you understand? Because God sees the family unit as the functional one, as the original design. Other things may happen. It doesn't mean God does not recognize that child. He recognized Ishmael as Abraham's child. In fact, God blessed Ishmael, told Abraham not to worry. That see, God was not the one that sent Ishmael out of the house. It was Sarah. If God would have allowed it, Ishmael would have remained in that house.
True.
But
True.
Sarah sent him out. And God said, don't worry, even if Sarah has sent him out, I will bless him. He will be great. His descendants will be great. He will never go hungry. So God blessed him. God recognized him as a child, but it doesn't change the fact that design is design. So see, I would like to preach to you today, whoever you are, whatever pressures you are facing, do not trade Ishmael for Isaac. Don't, in a bid to rush into what you feel is the next phase of your life, engineer your Ishmael. Create your own Hagar scenario. Don't do that. Wait for the promise. Wait for the design. And you see, even if you never have it, and you must come to terms with that. Your purpose is not to have children.
The purpose is bigger than that.
You were not created with children. Before God made Adam and Eve, the Bible in Genesis 1:28 says he made male and female in his image. The dominion mandate was actually given to individuals. So you must realize that you can fulfill God's purpose for your life without being married, without having children. Do not define yourself. Do not define your worth by that alone. And so now I want to hand over to Ife. And I want her to speak about, apart from the theological design, what are the socio-cultural benefits of a
two-parent household. Before I talk about that, I just, want to also use this to encourage any single parent listening to this that God is good. God is such a good father, and
He sees you.
He sees you. As a matter of fact, Elroy, that
was given to a single mother.
Exactly, was in the context of Hagar, thinking she was about to lose her child and couldn't bear to look. And God saw her and created an opportunity. So I just need you to know that God sees you, and so you are not alone. But then, speaking to the sociocultural benefits of a two-parent household, they are immense. And I'll start out with the fact that with a present father and a present mom, take note of the fact that I'm saying a present father and a present mom, because even some two-parent households can be skewed and dysfunctional. Exactly, they are single parenting. But let's go back to the design, the actual example that God intended. In a home where you have a present dad and a present mom, a child has the opportunity to see two examples of what they can become. So there's active mentoring at play. You also get to see different personality types at play, and it makes for a more emotionally balanced and healthy child. And even beyond that, there are different benefits that a mother brings to the table compared to a father. There are aspects that a mother is stronger at than a father is. For example, a mom is more of a nurturer. And so in the early stages of a child's life, you would see a mom playing a more primary role, from breastfeeding to, just being in a skin-to-skin relationship, if I may put it that way, with the child. And then as the child progresses from 3 years to 4 years, the mom also teaches emotional regulation.
Because children cannot self-regulate. They
learn it from their mom. But as a child moves into age 5, age 6, and becomes more aware, more adventurous, and wants to explore, then the father takes in. And you see a lot more participation, because the fathers are active, they teach bravery, they teach risk-taking, they teach just wanting to utilize that adrenaline rush. Also, you see why it's absolutely important to have a father figure present, both in the guy's life and in the girl child's life and in the boy child's life. Can I even say, for the boy, the father starts out being a mentor, a very active active mentor. This is not to say that you can't have situations where a single parent who is a mom raises a child, a boy child, and the child is well raised. We already established that earlier. But in a standard, it's easier.
Because
it's actually
think
easier.
about it, a man raising, it's easier because think about it, a man raising a teenage girl is going to have to think of how to communicate puberty, how to communicate menstruation, how to communicate the things that a mother would naturally understand. And a woman raising a boy will have to read,
compensate.
to think about. She will compensate.
Yes.
It's not natural to her. It's not that she cannot do it, but she will have to learn it.
She will have to deliberately grow
she
herself
will learn
to do
wet
it.
dreams, premature ejaculation. She will learn puberty. She will learn how to stand up while peeing. These are things I watched my mom learn to raise my brother. So things that would have been normal, that would have been okay. You know, our daughter is on a period now. Mommy,
go and talk to her.
Normally in a two-parent household, but now in a single-parent house, it now takes intentional work, which is why I say you need to honor single parents. They are doing a lot of work.
They do a lot. And maybe now is a great time to talk about how if you are in a single parent household and you're asking yourself, oh, does it mean it is already skewed for me? I cannot change things. Oh, there's a balance to it. There are ways for you to augment and make sure that aspect as a single dad, that aspect of mothering, you are able to cover it. And as a single mom, that aspect of fathering, you are able to cover it. And I'd say the first thing is to recognize that
it's for everyone.
Yes.
Everyone, whether you become a single parent
by choice
or by rupture.
Because something happened to you. Life thrusted something in your face.
You are here now, do it well.
Exactly. If you find yourself in such a situation, it's to recognize that first, you are a single person, not a single parent. You're a single parent, not a single person. So you are in a community that you might as well take advantage of. And I hope that you are in a community that can actively support you. Find people who can step in for your children to complement that missing relationship. Uncles. If you're a single dad, find mother figures for your children, boy children and girl children alike. Because there's a role that a mother plays in the life of a boy child.
Let me let you know, single fathers that are raising boys, a mother is very important in a boy's life. That's why we have men that don't know how to treat women. They don't know how to communicate with women. They are not romantic. They are not in touch with their feelings because they never communicated with a mother. Please, I'm begging you in the name of God, find mother figures. We are tired of raising your sons for you after we marry them. Find mother figures to teach them how to communicate with women, how to communicate with women, and mothers that have boys that are not teaching them that. We are tired of raising your sons for you after marriage. Teach your sons how to talk to women, how to respect women, how to understand the woman. And just a disclaimer, we're not talking about our husbands. We are talking in general because you never know what can happen on Twitter. But we just want you to know that we are tired. And I want to bring another perspective here. This is for women raising girls. Please. Many ladies nowadays are spoiled. Spoiled in the aspect that they don't know how to treat men, speak to men, interact with men. They don't know how to relate with men. Please, let them relate with their daddies. Let them understand that men don't process like women. Let them know that you cannot manipulate a man into doing what he wants to do for you. He either withdraws or you send him out. You must realize that you should teach them, put them in contact with men that can teach them balanced social intelligence. We are raising women that are not socially intelligent, that think the world revolves around them. And take it from me, I'm speaking as a woman. They think the world revolves around them. The future is not female. The future is whole. You have to learn. And it's not only for your husbands. In your workplace. I'm tired of men saying women are dramatic. I'm tired of men saying women don't know how to apologize. I'm tired of men saying women are manipulative. Please, let's raise girls that are balanced.
Now, something else you must do is recognize that life is in seasons. And the fact that you are a single parent doesn't mean you have come to the end of the possibilities that could exist in marriage for you. So you must expect it if it is something you desire. I mean, some single parents go on to marry, others decide not to, others stay unmarried, but you must be sure that whatever the situation you fall into, you are making the necessary steps to ensure that the complementary role for your children to grow wholesomely, having a father figure and a mother figure, you exactly, you address it. You do not leave those gaps. This is Spirit and Spice.